Hi, my name's Josh Leathers, and when I was a child, my dad was a pastor, and after leaving the pastorate of one church, he went into bivocational evangelism. And what I mean by that is he worked a job, but on the weekends, we would travel to different places where he would preach, and he would do the work of an evangelist. Sometimes that included going to conferences or Bible fellowships, and one of the questions that he was often asked, and I've seen him and observed him be asked, is this question: where did you go to school? Now, I'm not a big fan of that question, not because the answer per se, but because it is a very poor litmus test for the choice to fellowship with someone or to not fellowship with someone. But the lesson I learned wasn't from the questions that were asked, but his answer. He would often answer this way: "Oh, I'm still a student." And if they were to follow up, I remember one specific time that person followed up and said, "Oh, where are you a student? Where do you go?" And his response was, "Well, I normally go to the Bible." The lesson, though, I learned in this and throughout my life is this: never stop learning. It is very sad that many times students think, well, when I leave high school, I'll no longer be a student, and what a wonderful thing that will be. But how foolish would it be for you to stop your education just because you've reached the age of 17 or 18 years old? I know personally, I finished my high school requirements at the age of 16, and a couple weeks later, at the age of 17, walked across the platform and received my diploma. However, if my education had stopped there, I promise you this: I wouldn't have half of the knowledge that I have today. Well, if you say, well, I'll go to college, and could be a great choice for many people, but 4 years later, you're in the same boat. You've learned more than you would have if you had stopped at high school, but at the same time, you're still at a young age. I finished my college requirements at the age of 20 years old, and with that in mind, I have lived several years since then. And in all honesty, I've grown in knowledge as much in those later years than I had in the early years. The point is this: you should never stop learning. We live in a culture where we have a wealth of information. We also have a wealth of misinformation. And as a student, it is our responsibility to continue to study to make sure that we can discern the difference between the information and the misinformation. So can I challenge you? Use the resources, use the opportunities that you have around you to learn. It's very easy, it's inexpensive, but yet it'll add so much value to your life if you'll just learn this one question or this one truth: to never stop learning. You should never stop being a student. You should never stop studying, because until we die, we all have room for growth. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and until next time, God bless.